Hey, what's good? What's good? D Shift back in the building. Got some more content for y'all. I'll make this a little quick, man. I'm out here on vacation, man. Beautiful Kalahari Resorts. Water park, indoor water park, pools, the deluxe, live music. So, man, if y'all ever out in Round Top, I think I'm in Round Top right now. But yeah, check out Kalahari out here in Texas, man. Round Top, Texas. So I'm gonna make this quick, man. We're gonna go to part 2. We got the New York Jets to talk about. That's week 2. That's what we're facing. So I'm gonna run through real quick. I had a lot of breakdown on the Giants, but we'll try to get through these Jets real quick, man. Of course, the obvious biggest addition the Jets had this year was Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is, people still regard him as a top-notch quarterback. And honestly, man, you can see him kind of have like a little resurgence because of last year with Green Bay. What you had, Alan Lazard. Who's the guy did they have? Christian Watson out there in Green Bay. I think it was Watson. Yeah, he burned us pretty good. All in all, when we played Rodgers last year, I wasn't super impressed with him. I feel like our defense can contain him. But he has a better squad now. I'm not gonna lie. You got Brees Hall. Let me check out the roster, man. So yeah, you got old Brees Hall. You got They got Israel Abenikanda, Michael Carter. So they got a nice little running back room. I would take our running back room over theirs, though, at this point. But we'll see, man. We'll see how Aaron Rodgers can kind of shape them out. The wide receivers are pretty good. You got Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Corey Davis. He's kind of one of those draft guys that had a lot of expectations going on for him. I'm not sure Corey Davis is somebody you should really fear. But then he has that Randall Cobb connection. I saw something funny where they said, get you someone who loves you the way Rodgers loves Randall Cobb. So got to watch out for that. But all in all, Denzel Mims, I'm thinking your boy from Oklahoma. He was nice, though. I remember watching a lot of draft stuff. He was someone that was kind of from Baylor. So he's not someone too much. But I still take our wide receiver room all in all. Tight end, I think the guy who got the most snaps last year, his name was Kenny Yeboah or CJ. I can tell you. Hold up. Nah. Yeah, it was the other guy I just said. Azuma. CJ Azuma. I think he had the most snaps. Either way, I still take our tight end room over the Jets' tight end room. So all in all, the offensive line is nice. They had a lot of injury on their offensive line last year. Elijah Vera Tucker went out. Michael? Yeah. Becton? Mekhi Becton went out. You got old Dwayne Brown. He's a old Wally vet. He's not really, I don't think you can really regard him as that Pro Bowl type that he was with the Texans and that big contract he got with Seattle. But he's still someone to respect. Their center's pretty respectable. Laken Tomlinson, the other guard, and Connor McGovern. He's a center. They're pretty respectable, man. I kind of put them on the lines of like a Tyler Biadasz or not Biadasz. I'm sorry, Tyler Biadasz. I put him on the lines of who's our other solid piece. Probably not quite on the caliber of Terrence Steele, where you're looking at that guy, somebody who can get you, who can probably get a good payday depending on, what happens with his injury and whatnot. But overall, man, I like the Jets. I like the Jets. I like their offense, man. They got a pretty cool offense. If Aaron Rodgers can kind of show you that last year was kind of more of a just kind of a fluky season for him. He honestly didn't have as much help as you would like him to have. Green Bay was probably trying to push him out. So I think Aaron Rodgers has a good offense around him. Probably can give you what you saw when Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, where they're kind of getting stale at the Patriots and Colts, respectively. I think this will kind of give Aaron Rodgers a breath of fresh air. So I think their offense is going to be tough. I think our defensive line can kind of challenge their offensive line, but again, they were ravaged by injuries. Elijah Vera Tucker and Becton went out pretty early, and those are guys that they invested first-round picks in. So I think the Jets are going to be a formidable foe offensively and against our defense. Now, defensively, man, they got some dudes. I was checking them out. Defensive tackles, man, they probably have next out of them in Washington, they probably have one of the best defensive tackle tandems. You have, of course, y'all know Quinnen Williams. If you don't know him, you need to know him. He got like 10 plus sacks last year. Pro Bowl guy. So yeah, 12 sacks. So he had 12 sacks. And the other tackle, his name was John Franklin Myers. He had 5 sacks. So up in the interior, they're pretty strong defensive tackle wise. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the Jets run a 4-3 or a 3-4. But either way, like big boys getting those sacks, like 5 sacks. That, I mean, y'all remember a guy named Jay Ratliff? He would constantly kind of get a little, he got his money based off of 6-7 sack seasons. So Franklin Myers is doing pretty well. But I think defensive end wise, they're not too scary. Carl Lawson's pretty good. But you got Solomon Thomas. He was a guy that never quite panned out for the 49ers, was a high pick. But Carl Lawson was 7 sacks, man. I like him. That's very respectable. But they don't have too much depth, so they're gonna have to get it from the interior. And if we can get, Dak to kind of, that's kind of a not too much of a weakness, but that Quinnen Williams and Zach Martin matchup, that's gonna be a heck of a matchup to watch. Linebacker wise, man, they had, who you guys, man? Oh yeah, CJ Mosley, I'm sorry. So CJ Mosley, yes, know his name, all pro type. It was maybe Jamie Sherwood. Nah, he ain't really start. He played, but he ain't really start. Who was my other guy? Chas Surratt? Let's look for him. I looked at all this earlier, y'all. I'm sorry. But CJ Mosley, either way, that's a good start right there. That's going to be very formidable for us. And of course, we know Sauce Gardner. But the other cornerback, DJ Reed, he wasn't too bad. You got old Jordan Whitehead from Tampa Bay. And their other guy might have been... who's the other safety? Nobody really jumping out. I'm seeing Whitehead is probably their better safety. So cornerback, I think secondary wise, defensively, I think they match up pretty cool against our offense. Sauce against CD, but I think we can take advantage of cornerback. The third cornerback for sure. Cooks might have a little battle with their other cornerback, DJ Reed. He's not too shabby. I was actually looking at his completion percentage, and I want to say it was on par with what Trayvon did last year. So he wasn't too shabby. That defensive line, though, C.J. Mosley, Sauce Gardner, those guys would be kind of formidable, man. They still got Robert Saleh as head coach, Nathaniel Hackett. So the Jets, man, I mean, they finished I think 7-10 last year. Yeah, so I mean they I think with the Rodgers, they're going to change their fortune a little bit. So I think that'll be a pretty good matchup for us coming in week 2. You'll have them at full health. We'll be at full health. I think all in all, that could be a game that's one of those games that you could possibly lose in. So I'd be careful about how we pump our chest out about playing the Jets. We just covered the Giants, and they had a lot of flaws around their roster, but the Jets, not so much, man. So, like I said, this is going to be a short one. I mean, it kind of is what it is, right? I mean, you got Rodgers. The running back room's cool. Garrett Wilson went over 1,000. You added Randall Cobb and Lazard. So that's guys with great chemistry as far as Aaron Rodgers is concerned. Tight end, not too much of a threat. Those wide receivers and that running back room is going to pretty much be how they're going to have to get it against us. And they have a decent offensive line. It's not. You're still kind of waiting on Becton and Elijah Vera Tucker to take that step and solidify themselves as those first-round picks. They didn't really get a chance to show it off last year because of injury. So, all in all, early in the year, though, their running game was real strong. Breece Hall, I think he's going to bounce back off that injury. And those offensive linemen are going to kind of help. So, I mean, I don't know what their injuries were, so I'm not sure how healthy they'll be week 2 going against us. But I think they'll, if healthy, it's going to definitely be a challenge for us. And that's, kind of why you want to solidify that run defense. I think our corners can match up with their receivers. I think we can put pressure on Rodgers ultimately. But our offense going against their defense, that's going to also be a matchup. So I would think that's going to be a defensive game, honestly. But I mean, in NFL, you never know, man. The games that you predict to be a defensive struggle sometimes turn out into a shootout. So I would put some respect on the Jets rosters for sure this year. I would look for them to challenge for the AFC title this year. I don't think the Bills are going to just have it as easy as they've been having it. So, but we'll get into all those teams later. But definitely look out for the New York Jets. They've had great additions. They're getting additions basically with guys coming off of those injuries. So I would be a little careful with the Jets. So that's all I got for y'all right now. I'm going to hit y'all up a little later. I might still be out here on vacation, so we'll break down the third opponent. And y'all be easy.